Welcome to Books Arena, the place where powerful books meet practical life. In today's video, we're diving into one of the most influential self-help books of all time, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen R. Covey. This book has transformed the lives of leaders, students, professionals, and everyday people across the world. But don't worry, this isn't just theory. We'll break it all down using real-life examples, simple explanations, and practical takeaways you can apply starting today. So whether you're stuck in bad habits or just want to level up your thinking, you're in the right place. Let's get started, and remember, true change always begins from the inside out. Part 1, Inside Out, Real Change Begins Within. Imagine this. You switch jobs again. You tell yourself your boss is toxic. Or your team never listens. But everywhere you go, the same problems seem to follow you. Stephen Covey calls this the outside-in mindset. That means we think the problem is out there. We blame others. We blame time. We blame situations. But Covey says that real change starts from the inside out. It begins by changing your mindset, your character, and your habits. He introduces a powerful idea called paradigms. A paradigm is the way you see the world. Like a lens. And if your lens is scratched or broken, then no matter how hard you try, your view of everything is distorted. Example. You believe your co-workers are lazy. So you stop helping them. You pull back. Eventually, they notice. They stop helping you too. Now your belief becomes reality. Not because it was true, but because you acted on that belief. This is the power of your mindset. So before you learn the 7 habits, ask yourself one thing. Am I ready to take responsibility for my own growth? Because that is where real change begins. Part 2, The Private Victory, Habits 1 to 3. Before you can lead others, you must learn to lead yourself. This is what Covey calls the private victory. It includes Habit 1, Habit 2, and Habit 3. These habits help you move from dependence to independence. From blaming others to taking charge of your life. Habit 1, Be proactive. Life throws problems at you. You get stuck in traffic. Plans change. A project fails. Now ask yourself. Do you react with anger and blame, or do you pause and choose your response? Being proactive means you are not a victim. You are not controlled by your circumstances. You have the power to choose your reaction. Real life example. Your friend cancels plans at the last minute. A reactive person gets upset and takes it personally. A proactive person understands, maybe they are tired. So they reschedule and move on. Proactive people focus on what they can control. Covey calls this the circle of influence. You cannot control the weather. But you can carry an umbrella. That is what Habit 1 is about. Taking ownership of your actions, your mood, your energy. You are the driver of your life. Habit 2, Begin with the end in mind. What do you want people to say about you at your funeral? Do you want them to say you were always busy, or do you want to be remembered as someone who was kind, honest, and brave? This habit is about starting with a clear picture of your destination. Real life example. A 20-year-old wants to be a YouTuber. Instead of posting random videos, they ask themselves, what kind of creator do I want to be known as? They now have purpose and direction. This habit helps you set goals that match your values. Because success without meaning is empty. Many people spend their lives climbing the ladder of success. Only to realize the ladder was leaning on the wrong wall. Habit 2 teaches you to define your personal mission. A mission statement acts like a compass. It helps you make decisions that match your true values. When you know your purpose, your actions gain power. Habit 3, Put first things first. You wake up and check your phone. Hours pass. You feel busy, but not productive. This habit teaches you to manage your time. Not by doing more, but by doing what matters most. Covey explains this using the time management matrix. Urgent and important activities are crises. Not urgent but important ones lead to growth. Urgent but not important things are distractions. And not urgent and not important things are time wasters. Real life example. A student has an exam next week. If they are reactive, they wait until the last day and panic. If they are proactive, they study a little every day. Habit 3 is about discipline. Saying no to distractions and yes to long-term goals. Ask yourself each day. Is this important or just urgent? When you follow this habit, you start to trust yourself. And that is real self-respect. Part 3, the public victory. Habits 4 to 6. No emojis. No dashes or symbols. Real life examples. Natural spoken flow for YouTube narration or TDS. Part 3, the public victory, habits 4 to 6. Once you have built personal strength and discipline through the private victory, the next step is to build strong relationships. This is where the public victory begins. Habits 4 to 6 help you become effective in working with others. Covey says that independence is not the highest level of success. Interdependence is. That means learning how to work well with people, in families, in teams, and in society. Let us go through each of these habits. Habit 4, think win-win. In many situations, people are taught to compete. Win or lose. One person must win, and the other must lose. But habit 4 is about looking for solutions where both sides can win. This is called the win-win mindset. It is not about being nice. And it is not about giving in. It is about choosing mutual benefit over one-sided success. Real life example. Imagine two business partners arguing about how to split profits. One says, I deserve more. The other says, I worked harder. A win-lose mindset creates tension. But a win-win mindset says, let us find a way that is fair to both of us. That builds trust and long-term success. Win-win thinkers believe there is enough success to go around. They focus on cooperation, not competition. They care about results, but also about relationships. If you build a habit of thinking win-win, people will want to work with you, because they know you are fair and respectful. Habit 5, seek first to understand, then to be understood. In most conversations, we listen with the intent to reply, not to understand. Habit 5 changes that. It teaches you to listen deeply. Not just with your ears, but with your eyes and your heart. Real understanding begins when you make the other person feel heard. Real life example. Your friend is upset. Instead of saying, you are overthinking, or trying to fix it immediately, you say, tell me what happened. I am listening. You do not interrupt. You do not judge. You listen until they feel understood. Only after that do you share your thoughts. Covey calls this empathic listening. It builds trust faster than anything else. When people feel understood, they stop fighting. They open up. Then they are ready to hear your side too. This habit is powerful in relationships, in work, and in everyday life. Habit 6, synergize. Synergy means that two people together can create something better than they could separately. It is not just working together. It is about using differences as strengths. Habit 6 is about valuing differences in opinion, personality, and perspective. Instead of trying to make others think like you, you invite their ideas. Real life example. A team is working on a school project. One person is good at writing. One is creative with visuals. One loves research. Instead of each person trying to do everything, they divide the work based on their strengths. The result is much better than if they worked alone. That is synergy. Synergy takes patience. It takes respect. But it creates new solutions, better ideas, and stronger teams. When you live habit 6, you do not fear differences. You welcome them. That completes part 3, the public victory. You now have the tools to lead yourself and work powerfully with others. Part 4, renewal, habit 7, sharpen the saw. Simple, clean, and spoken style. No emojis or symbols. Real life examples included. Part 4, renewal, habit 7, sharpen the saw. You have learned how to lead yourself. You have learned how to work with others. But if you do not take care of yourself, none of it will last. Habit 7 is about renewal. It is about preserving and improving the one asset that affects everything you do yourself. Stephen Covey calls this sharpening the saw. Imagine someone cutting a tree with a blunt saw. They keep pushing harder, sweating more, but the job only gets slower. You say, why not stop and sharpen the saw? They reply, I do not have time. I am too busy cutting. But if they took just a little time to sharpen it, the work would be easier and faster. That is what habit 7 teaches. To pause. To recharge. To grow. Sharpening the saw means renewing yourself in 4 areas. First is the physical dimension. This includes exercise, sleep, healthy eating, and rest. Real life example. A student stays up every night studying but skips sleep and proper meals. Eventually, they feel tired, angry, and burned out. They try harder but perform worse. Taking care of your body is not selfish. It is smart. Second is the mental dimension. Keep learning. Read books. Practice new skills. Reflect. Real life example. Someone watches only random videos for entertainment. Their brain becomes lazy. But someone who reads 10 pages a day or learns something new sharpens their mind and becomes sharper in life. Third is the emotional and social dimension. This is about relationships and emotional well-being. Spend time with loved ones. Talk to friends. Practice kindness. Learn to forgive. You cannot be effective if you are carrying stress, anger, or loneliness. Strong relationships are fuel for growth. Fourth is the spiritual dimension. This does not mean religion. It means connecting with your deeper purpose. You can do this by meditating, journaling, spending time in nature, or thinking about your values. It is about staying grounded in what really matters to you. When you sharpen the saw regularly, you are not being lazy. You are being wise. It prepares you for the next challenge. It keeps you from breaking down. Habit 7 brings balance. It reminds you that effectiveness is not just about working hard. It is about growing in all areas of life. When you take care of your body, your mind, your heart, and your spirit, you become strong from the inside out. And that is the final habit, the one that makes all the others possible. Let's quickly go over what we learned today. The journey begins with an inside-out mindset. You must change yourself before you can influence others. The private victory includes the first 3 habits. Be proactive. Begin with the end in mind. Put first things first. These help you build self-discipline and control over your life. The public victory includes habits 4 to 6. Think win-win. Seek first to understand. Synergize. These help you build strong relationships based on trust and cooperation. Finally, habit 7 is about sharpening the saw, renewing yourself so you stay balanced and effective. Mastering these habits is not about being perfect. It is about becoming intentional in how you live, work, and grow. If you found this summary helpful, please like the video and subscribe to Books Arena. We upload detailed summaries of life-changing books in a simple, practical format perfect for learning on the go. Also, tell us in the comments which habit spoke to you the most. And what book should we cover next? Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.